Welcome to the Pit Check, your weekly news for the best new albums from your favorite extreme metal and hardcore bands. This week we've got some absurdly brutal death metal, a ton of incredible new metalcore, some wildly unique hardcore punk, and so much more. And like always, I'll have the list of all of the new albums that came out this past week that we did and did not cover on today's episode. So make sure you subscribe to the channel and let's get right into this week's best and heaviest new albums. Do you wish your Beatdown Hardcore had more metal riffs? The Melodic Hardcore band Mugshot are back again with this incredible new album titled All the Devils Are Here. If you like Beatdown Hardcore, Metallic Hardcore, or even Metalcore, this is about to be one of your favorite bands. This album hits harder than that divorced dad in the mosh pit with like 3 felonies. Everything on this album is a step up from their last release. The riffs and breakdowns are heavier, every single person is more proficient in their instruments and songwriting, and even the lyrics hit harder and are more personal than ever before, really making you feel the current state of the world. Also, Randy LeBeau might be one of the best producers in the scene right now. He knows exactly how to capture the brutality of a band like this, highlighting each band member without ever stepping on another one's toes or making the mix muddy. It's raw and visceral while still being clean and super punchy. The combination of him and Will Putney mixing and mastering this should be illegal. This is one of the best sounding albums of the year, hands down. If you want 25 minutes of pure, unadulterated rage, check this album out ASAP. It's all that's left! The one thing death metal fans and deathcore lovers can agree on, Cryptopsy rips. The absurdly brutal 90s death metal band Cryptopsy is back with another genuine masterpiece of an album titled An Insatiable Violence. If you love that insanely aggressive, brutal yet technical wall of noise death metal, go check this album out as soon as possible. This might actually even be one of my favorite releases from them, especially instrumentally. The guitars are so crushing and heavy, yet surprisingly melodic, and the bass is genuinely incredible. It's also so groovy, and he even gets a couple solos. Also, can you believe this drummer is 50 years old? And with age comes skill, because this dude is drumming circles around these like 20-year-old drummers and making it look easy. With his blast beats and double bass not just being super fast, but it's also crazy precise. Cryptopsy is one of those bands that can be appreciated no matter where you are on the extreme metal spectrum. Grindcore and noise fans love them for their chaos, deathcore fans love them for their heaviness and brutality, and death metal fans love them because their instruments are legitimately perfect. Definitely check them out if you haven't already. They are old school legends for a reason. Time to squeeze into those skinny jeans again. Jamie's Elsewhere is back. The cult classic 2010s post-hardcore / metalcore band Jamie's Elsewhere has just released their latest EP, Alchemical. Hi, my name is Alchemical. And you may recognize vocalist Aaron Pauley as the frontman of another cult classic metalcore band, Of Mice and Men, where he was first brought in as the bassist and clean vocalist and then ended up just taking over the whole band after the whole Austin Carlisle thing. And he was originally picked for Of Mice and Men because of his incredible performances with Jamie's Elsewhere, and specifically on the album They Said a Storm Was Coming, which is required listening for any electronic-core, post-hardcore metalcore fans. And it's great to see everyone back together and just having so much fun. And I love that they're not trying to recapture their old sound, but instead they show a mature progression of that sound, really giving a lot of these modern throwback core bands a run for their money. If you're a fan of that 2010s electronic and metalcore influenced post-hardcore, you're gonna love this one.
Speak and watch the oceans tremble deep within your bones. Scream into the darkest void and
Do you wish your hardcore music had more Midwest emo?
If you want it to be, you lock your eyes on me while you scream.
The emotional hardcore punk band Skinhead is back again with this extremely hard-hitting album. It's a Beautiful Day. What a beautiful day.
After my life, I knew I had friends. We were kids, always did as we please. Welcome to Sword, living life with no guarantees.
This project started as a one-man band, but it's now kind of evolved into this supergroup containing members of Terror, Haywire, God's Hate, CMI, Twitching Tongues, and more, all coming together to make this really unique mix of hardcore and oi punk.
If it wasn't for the rent control or the lack of funds, you would have moved a long time ago. Not to mention the lack of drugs.
And thematically, this album has a kind of introspective emo meets black comedy vibe. It's apathetic and messy and has this kind of sad, drunkenly rambling vibe to it. Like someone who's really inebriated and finally tells you how they really feel.
Right, my time is those nights. Some peer pressure and a good left hook. My favorite recipe is the loser's cookbook. But hey,
I totally get that this might be divisive. I could see this sort of sloppy bar chant vibe not really being for everyone, but it's definitely for me. I definitely recommend checking this one out for yourself. You're gonna have a great time with it.
you made up all your stories. The smoke you feed to your pals comes out of our crematories. Now you're captured like a rat. You have the stench of a...
What happens when a deathcore album gets stuck in a PS2? The absurdly heavy NuMetal and deathcore infused project Darknet has just released their latest album, TSP Volume 2, Symbiosis. If you like glitchy and experimental and chaotic nu metal, but also stupidly heavy deathcore, maybe bands like Darko US, this'll be right up your alley. This is a really unique band in that it's actually two anonymous members that love collaborating with musicians all over the world. I mean, this album alone has over 20 features on it, and I really love this lack of restrictions. It really allows these musicians to get super weird with it. I love this. It's chaotic, it's weird, it's crazy, but definitely check this one out for yourself. Do you wish Killswitch Engage was way heavier? The classic heavy metal inspired metalcore band Malevolence is back with their latest album, Where Only the Truth is Spoken. If you like your metalcore really on the metal side of things, bands like Lamb of God, Machine Head, Crowbar, but maybe you want to crank the heaviness up a little bit, you're gonna love this.
Retract your hand before you get.
There's definitely some debate about whether or not the clean vocals will work for you personally. Some people really don't like those 2000s alt-rock choruses, but I don't know, for me it kind of works with this style. I grew up on this like radio rock, butt rock stuff, so it's nostalgic for me. If you love those heavy metal guitar riffs, classic chuggy breakdowns, and blending that kind of 80s power metal with hardcore, you're gonna love this one. This is probably one of their best albums to date.
So if it's all the same to you, I'll come on my side.
Australian hardcore punk is relentless. The Perth-based hardcore band Concrete Bomb is back again with their sophomore EP, Snorting Rubble. The band described themselves as Australian hardcore with a metallic edge and a New York hardcore influence. And I can totally see that. These riffs and two-step patterns are straight from Long Island. I love how ferocious this EP is. It's so aggressive and adrenaline pumping, even the guitar solos sound angry. If you like bands like Missing Link or Iron Mind or Downpressor, this will be right up your alley. It has that amazing blend of classic hardcore and modern aggression. And now, as promised, here is the full list of all the bands that released new albums this week. We didn't get to everything, but there's some good stuff in here that we didn't get to cover today. So definitely make sure you check some of these out. And that's it for this week. Make sure you wear your deodorant in the pit, and I'll catch you next week for another pit check.